as they have new ideas and new information to work with. And that's a lot of what we do at the WiderNet project at the University of Iowa, which is my program. What we do know is that access to knowledge makes a world of difference. Today, 7 out of 8 people in this world don't have access to the internet. It's a hard number for us to swallow here in this hugely mediated world. And the internet, for most people, even when they have it, it is really, really slow. I just got back from a tour of Eastern Africa where one of my colleagues in Uganda, who's at a major university with an internet connection, but she says, any between 10 and 3 o'clock in the afternoon, forget it. That connection is so slow, it's impossible to use. She says, I'd rather stick shards of glass in my eye than check my email. Right.
Great.
And we can extrapolate from that, and I know from field experience that people with disabilities are less likely to have access because they're less likely to have the money and ability to get connected. Here are some statistics to highlight this. The top red line represents high-income countries around the world and internet penetration from 1990 to 2005. Middle-income countries, like some of Eastern European countries and Middle East and whatever, have achieved penetration rates of 10 to 15%. Across Africa, it's about 4%. And across the 4 countries, it's about 4%. Africa, it's about 2 to 3%. And in some countries in Africa, it's less than 1% of the population have access to the internet. A lot of people call this a digital divide. I don't buy into that. Okay, there's a refrigerator divide, there's an antibiotic divide, there's a good brace divide. It's an economic divide. They just don't have the money. And a lot of what we work with in our project at the University of Iowa is identifying low-cost ways to get information into people's hands that fit in the context of their environment. So internet costs in Africa. I just did some interviews with some folks running some universities just a couple of months ago. One university, a 2 megabit internet connection, which is less than what I have on my phone, and that's costing them $250,000 a year. It's just really, really expensive. It's very, very slow. People don't use video. People won't open a PDF file because it could take a lifetime to download and see this stuff. And they hear from these 800-pound gorillas who show up in suits and ties and say, oh, you just need to get on the internet. Right? They hear this all the time, and they beat themselves up because they can't do it. Or when they try and it doesn't work because it's too slow or too expensive, they beat themselves up even more. Telling somebody who doesn't have books that they need to get on the internet is like telling somebody who doesn't have water that they should drink Perrier. It's just hugely aristocratic. So what we do is something different. We've got this little thing called the eGranary Digital Library, and it is right now a collection of 14 million documents on a hard drive with permission from the authors and publishers. That gets connected to a local area network inside schools and hospitals and clinics around the developing world. And now everybody inside this network can share the information that's stored on this hard drive. Sorry, we have about 1,200 sites, the Wikipedia, Centers for Disease Control, all that, all in that little box, and we make it look and act like the internet. It's now installed in over now about 325 locations around the developing world. We've recently added some new features to it thanks to a grant from Intel, which makes it Web 2.0-able, meaning that it's interactive. People can, we have WordPress and Moodle and other kinds of software. People can actually set up IDs and passwords for everybody on their campus or in their hospital. And everybody can make websites, and all the tools are built right in, so they can communicate with each other and share their own information with each other, which is sometimes more valuable than the information we provide them in our library. What we're doing with the Global Disability Rights Library is creating a portal. We're going to be collecting a massive amount of information about disability rights and putting it into the library. And more importantly, we're going to be sorting and organizing and doing that kind of catalog / librarianship that's so important. people who haven't seen the internet before, you give them the internet or the e-granary or anything like this and say, good luck. They're probably counting on 10 years before they're really savvy. That's what it took us, about 10 to 15 years for us to become savvy enough to do a Google search, look at a page full of results, and within a minute figure out, hey, none of these results have anything to do with me, click next page. Right? That's the kind of internet information literacy we've developed. But it's going to be a long time before that happens for a lot of folks out in the field. So by creating portals, we make it really easy for somebody to say, oh, hey, I'm interested in this topic. They click on a link, and there's a bunch of links that will guide them to things that other experts in their field feel are valuable. So we're going to be working with groups around the U.S. and internationally, field partners to identify the needs, and then bring in hundreds of thousands of resources and catalog them and make them instantly available in the e-granary. Let me pop out for a second here. And just show you, I've got the e-granary hooked up. It's just a USB thing hooked up to this machine here. This could be shared with 10,000 people. Right? There's like no bandwidth limitations on this. It's really fantastic. It's very fast. And as I'm interested in books, I'll click on books, and a page will pop up saying, look, there's 30,000 books in here. I say, great, I'm interested in children's literature today. Click on that, and that pops up. If you're in Africa at this point, you would be saying, ooh, because that is so fast. Right? I want Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. I click on that. It pops up. I pick the Mad Tea Party, and that chapter pops up. It's all right there. This is what it looks like to end users out in the field. I'll go back to the home. I will say marked a favorite earlier. No, I didn't. Just look at that list. How about I click on a video here, and I'm going to open a 128 megabyte video. How long would this take to open in your home? 10, 15 minutes? 5 minutes? I'm going to hit the open button here, and it'll start playing. So it's all coming over the wires here. For all of us, the slowest part of our internet experience is the internet itself. And we just take that all out and make it a local network experience. So video, audio, multimedia, all those kinds of things can be served up instantaneously and shared out with thousands of people at the same time. So we're going to be, as we build this, we're going to be installing, as part of this grant that we got from USAID, we'll be installing this in 60 locations around the world, working with those sites to improve it and test it and make it more valuable. As part of that, we'll be doing a lot of testing on the best practices and accessibility. We'll be putting in software, because we can do that. We can share any kind of software in here, any specialized browsers, all that. Put it in the e-granary, somebody clicks a button and can download it instantly and run with it. And then we'll also be including resources for training people with disabilities how to use information technology. So part of what I'm doing here is to tell you about this new option for information accessibility in developing countries, but also I'm writing copious notes and learning as much as I can, and I want to recruit you to help us to pull this information together and make it the best possible collection of information for people out in the field. After 20 years of the ADA, we have a lot of really marvelous lessons to convey to the rest of the world. Many of the countries I work in have signed the convention, but have really no clue what they're getting themselves into. And a lot of this is going to be about helping to inform decision makers and practitioners out in the field. Now, Andrea is going to talk about how we're pulling together the partnerships with others out in the field.
Leveraging our technology tool for the therapeutic medical rights library, one of our wonderful partners at the University of Iowa. I work with the